Still live. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Hey, listen. The NBA season is back, and I am excited. We got Chicago Bulls talk. Will patience finally pay off for this Bulls team? We also got to talk about some NBA talk, NBA award predictions, all that and more today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. I don't know which intro I have in here. This might be kids, minds, or the big one. Let's go.
Oh, the big.
It was mine.
It was his.
It was mine. What's good, y'all? Hey, we got a live show today. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I'm back home, so I get to do stuff like this.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button.
Yeah, might as well just hit it.
Push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
You heard what Sue Young said. Push the doggone button. That's her name, right? I don't remember no more. I don't remember what her name was no more. Sue Young, Sue Lee. Sue.
Just live with it.
It's tough out here. Hey man, how you boys feeling today?
Feeling good, baby.
Feeling great. How are you?
Season tonight, man.
First game of the season. NBA is back. I'm mad excited about that. Can't wait to see if the Lakers are going to live up to the hype that they built up last season. Can't wait to see Jokic basically just go out there and be like, I don't care what he did with the whole I love the NBA, I love basketball thing. We know how that man feels. He's showing up to work 7 days a week, just going out there and doing what he do to go out there and get a dub, man. Listen, let's start it off here. Hey, got his horses on the bench, bro. Like, hey, bro, he's so mad that he got to take time away from them horses to come out here and play basketball. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I love it. Let me ask y'all this, though, boys. Chicago Bulls have an interesting season because they've decided for the third time straight to run it back. Will this finally pay off? Will patience finally pay off for the Bulls in any manner this season? Now, when I say pay off, right, I don't think any of us four expect the Chicago Bulls to go out and win an NBA title. All right, like,
no.
I'd love to see it, but I don't expect that. But will this pay off at all? Sticking with patience, sticking with running it back for the Chicago Bulls this season. Your thoughts?
Well, I've said this before. I think that if the Bulls get to the second round of the playoffs, maybe even the first round of the playoffs, I think that's a success. If they're in the top 6 by the end of the actual regular season, I think that's a dub in many people's books. If they don't play in the play-in and you can see the cohesion, you can see the continuity, everybody's healthy come playoff time, I think that's a W for Chicago.
Yeah, man, the way I look at it is like this, third time's a charm. I mean, we saw last year Miami in the play-in, and they ran it up and got to the finals.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're going to make it to the finals this year, but what I'm saying is that all things are fluid in the Eastern Conference. You just never know. I mean, obviously we got the 2 top teams, but outside of Milwaukee and Boston, I mean, who's really scaring you? And so at that point, I'm thinking, all right, it's a possibility. The Bulls could possibly make some noise in the East. I think they'd be better than last year. And now they got a point guard that they kind of have that's developed, and Kobe White in their system. So I definitely think it's going to be a positive year. We'll see.
What's your thoughts, kid?
I think ultimately it follows what AK has actually done in the past. You look at what Denver Nuggets did in the past and how he built that team and the pieces he added around it. He slowly but surely built that team and gave everybody the opportunity to really earn their spot. Now, here's the thing. A lot of them performed well.
Yeah.
And so, there does beg the question, are these players going to perform and live up to that same hype? I mean, there's even a famous interview of their coach. His name is slipping my mind. But when Jamal Murray first got injured, one of Jamal Murray's first concerns was, are you going to trade me? Or are you going to get rid of me? Because he hadn't lived up. He felt like he hadn't lived up to the expectation, realistically, and didn't have enough opportunity. Thought he was damaged goods. And they stuck with him. And they didn't have to, realistically. I mean, the player even knew it was a chance they didn't have to. And so I think a lot of players on this team are in that position. Patrick Williams could have considered himself damaged goods being hurt his second season, coming back and not living up to the number 4 overall, right? And some people's minds included. I mean, we called him a bust at one point, and he didn't live up to it. Kobe White, 4 or 5 seasons in, this is the first time, and it's only been an offseason where you say, man, he looks really good. But we really were up and down about what he could really do on the court. And so, like, rolling with them and giving that confidence, I think will give development, going the development route will give them a lot of confidence. And I think that plays a part into the level of success and camaraderie they're going to have. But in the league where it's really like parity and all star driven and stuff like that, you gotta wonder, like, does Dame coming in and everything like that, the shifts that's happened, is that going to work in the East like it worked in the West when you have a generational talent like Jokic to do what he does? We don't have that generational talent, so it may not pay off the same, but I think we'll be a better team overall. Sorry for the long answer.
No, I mean, listen, I agree with you, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. I do think that this season will pay off for the Bulls. I think that for me, you're talking about it paying off in the development route, right? You've stuck with a guy over 5 years now in Kobe White, who me and Kia would talk about him earlier, right? Like, he started off his career being a 12-point and then a 15-point per game guy. All they were asking him to do was go out there and shoot shots. He didn't really have a good handle, wasn't able to work on his handle in the offseason. I mean, when you're sitting there talking about who Kobe White was and literally going back to him being our starting point guard. I mean, we were at a point where we were like, he's a 2 guard and it's clear. Like, he can't play point in the NBA. His work that he put in the offseason, now being able to come back and be able to play that 2 guard position, a little inconsistent with the 3-point shot, but then working on the handle, working on the IQ, working on being able to find people. Now you're taking him into his year 5, but this I guess big 3. Can we just call them 3? They're kind of a regular 3. They're not really a big
medium.
They're like
mid 3.
Normal. I don't think they mid 3. The mid 3.
Well, how about a
mid sounds terrible, but medium.
The mid 3 sounds disrespectful. That 3 guys play basketball together for more than 2 years for the Chicago Bulls, right? Like, that's kind of how I feel about it, though, right? Like, when you see those 3 on the court, Kobe knows how each one of those guys operates. He knows where they like the basketball at. He knows how to get the ball to DeMar DeRozan, where Zach LaVine wants to be on catch and shoot, how to get the ball down to Vooch, right? Like, those are things that you want to see pay off. And I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, for me, with the Chicago Bulls coming into this season, I think at top, you're talking about a 46-win season, right? Maybe 46 to 48 wins, maybe, if that's your best. Right. And that could be the best that you can go out there and get. But if I'm looking at a 46-win season where you're possibly the 5th seed, and it's because of improvements from Kobe White that are adding into what Zach LaVine is doing, and Patrick Williams is all of a sudden turning himself into a little bit better player, I think that that's something that you look at and you say, yeah, it's only 46 wins. Maybe that's not much better, but the young guys are a part of that. That is a payoff in my book as far as development, as far as keeping guys involved long term. I mean, like, I think that's the best case scenario for this season.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, 46 wins is literally what I wrote down as something that I could see them possibly getting to. And if they're 5th seed, I think that's a success when you consider everything that's put against them. You know, the experts pretty much saying that they think they're going to be 10th seed, maybe 9th seed, maybe play in, maybe, which is wild to me when you think about it. I honestly look at the fact that Kobe's development and then Patrick not getting that contract, that's going to be key, because now it's like, okay, you're not getting this money, but the only way you're going to get this money you think you're worth is you showing up and playing the way we expect you to play. And I'll look forward to that, because I think he's going to try to ball out. I'm hoping this is the last time I got hope in Patrick Williams this year. It's the last time.
Oh, I gave that hope up a while ago. At this point, I just hope he becomes a 3-and-D player. You know what I mean? Like, I gave up hope on him being this elite Kawhi Leonard type guy a long time ago, boys. Like, but I do think that there's an aspect of the game where, right, like, here's the thing. If we get 46 wins and it's off the back of Zach, DeMar, and Vooch, and it's the same way, to me, that's not the same excitement going into next season, because guess what? DeMar and Vooch have a timeline that is not a long-term timeline.
Yeah.
And you have to re-sign DeMar DeRozan at the end of this season. So for me, I want to see the young guys be able to make it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think even seeing Julian Phillips this season is going to be a very interesting watch. We did the live call in the studio. Me, Jay Clem, Ringo, super producer Joe Holt was there, all of that, right? And at the end of the day, when we were sitting there and left that studio, we were like, hey, that boy kind of quick. And he jumps ridiculously. Like, you got him with the 37th or 38th pick in the draft. Like, you can't be mad at that, seeing that already. And he already looked like he ahead of Dalen Terry to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Dalen Terry's a miss. Dalen Terry's a miss. I will say this.
He plays too robotic.
You got to ask yourself, what does
robotic
continuity give you? Does it give you 6 wins? Because that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
46 wins means betting on continuity, betting on development. If we can get 6 wins out of that, like just 6 additional wins out of that, we're a 46 win team. If we're going based off the metric of where everyone was last season, that would make us 6. That means we avoid a play-in.
Right.
That's a favorable position. And I take that. I take that bet any day. Anything that allows me to avoid the play-in, I think that's fool's gold right there. I think if you are in the play-in,
that's tough after last season. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, you know me. I hated the play-in. I literally hated the play-in. I can't keep hating on something that keeps being entertaining and then goes on to send somebody to the NBA Finals with a team that looked gross the whole time they were doing it. Like, at no point were you like, yeah, I'm confident Gabe Vincent is going to knock these threes down, but he did.
But you know what? The one thing I don't like about the play-in is it's devoid of, the NBA playoffs was best of 5, now it's best of 7 in all series. It was like that for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Anybody could get beat once or twice, right? That can happen in a series, but you ain't gonna beat me best out of 5 or best out of 7. You beat me best out of 7, you just a better team, period. But you can. We've seen bad teams in the playoffs get 1 or 2 wins, knowing that they weren't the better team. That's what the play-in does. The 7 seed can be dramatically better than a 10th seed, but you making them play, and I don't feel that. That to me,
I mean, I get you, but like, wasn't Miami the 7th seed?
Yeah.
Miami,
they barely beat
Miami
us.
And
Miami lost the first game.
They lost the first game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a situation where it worked out. They overachieved the entire way. I don't care what nobody says.
How you overachieved to the finals though?
No, they did.
Overachieved the entire way. You got an injury.
They got fortunate that first round.
Yeah. Hey, nobody on Boston was injured. Boston had the best defense in the NBA last season.
You know what my stance on Boston has always been.
Listen, they can't go left. Nobody on the team can go left, but that's still the best defense in the NBA last year.
My stance on Boston was
to the right.
They will never win with that group.
Jeez.
I said I don't believe in Jalen Brown together. I don't.
Don't say that now.
Now might be different. You got KP, and you got Drew Holiday, who's a champion. They brought some veterans in, but the group they had last year, I didn't trust that at all. Please. Still,
hey, listen. I mean, for me, it's one of those. I want to continue because I don't like to play it. I don't like the concept of it. I don't like the fact that 7 and 8. Like, to me, it's the NFL, right? The Bears are 2-5 right now, and they have a chance to make the playoffs, like a legitimate chance. Like, if they win their next game, we're talking about the Bears being in the hunt.
You the 10th seed, but you get a chance to play for a
playoff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like extending the playoffs. If you're the 10th seed, you shouldn't be here. We should be talking about draft capital because you got no chance of getting to 8. But it keeps working. And it's kind of gross to me. And every year I'm like, bro, they just got the perfect matchup. You can't keep getting lucky with the matchups, bro. Like, they keep getting these perfect matchups that are mad entertaining. I mean, heck, even the Bulls in Miami was entertaining last year. If Billy Donovan don't take out freaking Jimmy Butler, we're talking about the Bulls making the play, or not Jimmy Butler. Don't take out Andre Drummond and Kobe White. We're talking about the Bulls making the playoffs last season. So I don't know, man. Like, I think that this Bulls team can actually make the playoffs outright this year. I think they should be able to. And I mean, listen, I give Billy, I guess, a little bit of credit for the fact that he's able to build a top defense with a team that has Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, and DeMar DeRozan starting. And, like, they just got to be able to knock down shots this season. That's the biggest thing. The number one thing I want to see the Bulls do is just take 3-pointers. How many times did we talk about the Bulls last season just go, hey, bro, like, they're not even shooting them? Like, they see them and they don't want to take them?
Yeah, it's like those scared.
Can somebody just put it up? Just put it. Somebody besides Kobe White and Zach LaVine. We know they'll take the 3.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine letting that thing fly consistently.
Yeah, Zach LaVine
He's
is
doing
gonna
a
take that
freakishly good
shot.
job.
He's
of
going
it
to do
as well.
more of
Like,
that now because
people don't give Zach credit for the way that he actually performs from the 3-point line. But I'm actually happy to see it. Now, when did you want to break down what our picks were for this season? I know this is kind of like a preview, things of that nature, but
Hey, man,
we want to give some early, predictions on this one. By the way, just to put this out there, we did a fantasy draft last night. I know this wasn't part of the thing. I got to throw this out there though. Victor Wembanyama went number 1 overall in fantasy basketball draft.
That makes sense to me though.
He went number 1
sense.
overall. Man ain't played
sense.
a professional, hadn't played a regular NBA game yet. Number 1 overall.
I'm not gonna lie though. It makes sense to me because even though he hasn't played,
like you in 1990.
what happened?
You look pixelated than a mug.
Oh,
I was about to say you like
did the
Back to
giant
the
go out?
Future,
Hold
man.
on.
Hey, that's the camera they used to film the first
Yeah,
space
do.
trip.
Every now and then, I do one of these for some reason. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I gotta update this mug again. File with my back.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the camera they used for the first space trip.
Oh, it's still messed up.
That's great.
Hey, well, y'all keep the conversation going. I'll be.
Oh
right
yeah,
back.
we gonna keep.
And
it
you know
going.
what I wanted to comment on though is
Go for it, my man.
Steve-O saying I didn't like it, but it's exciting. I agree. Like I'm on the fence with this whole play-in tournament because of course it's bringing more value to the league, more excitement. Even the tournament that they're starting this year before the season, or rather in the middle of the season. But it says something about watering down the competition because I feel like even if you're the 7th and 8th seed, you deserve that spot. Like I feel like it waters down the season if you're sitting there and saying, "Well, we got the 8th seed, so we just got in, but now we got to face 10 and to prove even more. Okay, now we get in the playoffs again." Like to me, that kind of waters it down. I from that aspect, I don't like it, but at the same time, I do agree that it is exciting.
Well, did you know that if you win the championship, every player on that team gets $500,000?
If you win the in-season tournament championship or the NBA,
the prize pool for the in-season tournament, the championship team gets $500,000 each for each player.
Hey, bro,
that's an incentive for those who are not making a lot of money.
I mean, that's cool, but
hey, the play-in tournament is gonna be interesting, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not the play-in. I'm sorry, the in-season tournament because it's just like I think down the road it'll be something that we care about, and down the road it'll be something that we can actually be excited about. But it's not going to happen this season. And and the thing is, there's too many gimmicky things. Take the All-Star game away. I don't need the All-Star game no more.
I think this is supposed to circumvent that, isn't it?
It's like replacing it.
No, it's not replacing
slowly
it.
It's not replacing it. Like maybe one day, but like it just.
I think they're trying to make it more competitive.
Yeah, it's just something that I've always called for.
The All-Star game was only there because most people back then, when they initiated it, I think Pat broke this down the first time when he had this take, was because you couldn't see everybody.
Couldn't see all the stars.
You couldn't see all the stars. They didn't have broadcasting like that. But now that they do, you see them all the time. You buy NBA League Pass, see anybody you want to at this point. And, media just, disseminate it that way. So at this point, there's no need to have it because they're not going to go out there and try their best. No one wants to get injured.
Yeah.
They're trying to take a break. It's literally there just to shoot around. So they can do something else.
Yeah.
They could do something totally different. Like that's why they changed the Pro Bowl game for the NFL. Like they don't really play like that anymore.
Flag football now.
That's changed over. Yeah, it's totally changed. So I mean, I definitely feel like they need to make some changes. But I will say this: Adam Silver's mark on basketball will be how he has really changed the league from where it was domestically to more of a European style of play.
And how
more
interracial? Was that what you about to say? We got an interracial.
Yeah, I think we passed that point.
Well, you got to think about it. Like the best player in the league is not American. Okay. How many years have you been able to say that before this decade?
I mean, caught up.
I mean, listen, I
the
can
game has
say that.
changed.
I can say that when Arvydas Sabonis was in the game, but people wouldn't.
Yeah, I was about to say
Arvydas Sabonis was not the best player in the league.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He was not better than. No, he wasn't.
Hey, we just
Arvydas Sabonis game here at the back end of
Kobe. I would say he came more in the tail end of his career.
Listen,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this
he
right
could
now.
have been.
He still was
a beast, though.
He still was cooking.
Yes,
he could have been.
At no point
you
wasn't
gotta
he
think
cooking.
about it. Like realistically, Victor Wembanyama, if he's everything they say he's going to be, he could be the best player in the league There's nothing you can say about
He can
that.
be the
He's
best player ever.
and he's from France, right? So he's French.
Let's
Let's think
calm
about
down.
the game
Let's
has
calm down on
evolved
best
that
player
much.
ever.
Hey,
now
no,
that-
but hey, I'm a second that though, because I talked about that on my channel. I think with the way he's playing right now, averaging a point a minute, I think honestly, if he translates that to the season and just forward without barring any injury, dude,
Hey, listen,
that dude could be a
that's
goat.
but that's the thing. We talking 7'5". Let's see him play a season first. I seen a dude that's 6'9", 295 pounds not be able to stay in the game. Let's see if the 7'5", 195-pound dude can stay in the game. You know what I mean? Like, right. Like, by the way, that guy right there, he was on the cover of 2K. He was on the top 100 players the last 50 years. I was like, oh my God, we put this dude on everything. He ain't played a second yet. He blows his knee out 2 days later. You know what I mean? Like, let's see it happen. I'm not saying that it will happen. The last time we saw a 7'5" dude in the NBA, he played like 2 meaningful seasons.
I know we
made the Hall of Fame. I'm still confused by that. Don't worry about that.
I know we had a different subject matter, but I know we're gonna break that down. That doesn't seem like it would be hard to go through for those predictions. I want to throw this at you all since we're talking about fresh talent and stuff like that. Stop it, dog. Stop it. Relax,
I ain't even catch that one.
Relax.
I ain't
Relax, Dwight.
Relax. See, hey, listen. Cool it, baby. Cool it. Anyway, this is not Dwight Howard here. Stop. Anyway,
relax, Dwight.
Is the window for Zion to be the best in the league over?
Nah. I watched Joel Embiid miss the first 2 years. He just won MVP.
Yeah. I don't think it's over, but I do
the
best player.
No.
I think the window for Zion is over.
Yeah, no.
I think
we
Zion's
just talked about
really
Wembanyama.
But I don't know.
I mean, because of his work,
I
I question his work ethic, and because of his work ethic, that's what makes me think he might not.
That man looks
Cal,
like
he
the
putting in a
Terminator
lot of
right
work,
now,
baby.
though.
You see them Instagram models?
I was about to say,
a lot of work, baby.
On Instagram, straight flexing. Oh yeah.
I had to throw that out there because Victor Wembanyama is like all the rave. We know Ja's done messed up his opportunity a little bit.
That's a fact.
Pat definitely went back to the Stone Age.
Did I?
The dag, dog.
What the heck is going on?
It's all right, baby. Don't worry about it. We'll hold you down. Don't even worry about it.
That man looked like Minecraft.
That man definitely was like, hey, 1966 camera. Here we go.
Right.
But it's just one of those things where I wish he just took more seriously his career, because I think that was a wasted. He's still going to be really good, but he'll never get the same fanfare that he did before. I think that ship has sailed for him.
Yeah,
like he's going to have to overcome. He's going to have a Charles Barkley career.
Yeah,
for him to actually regain that. That's crazy. But anyway, moving on from that, man. I know we want to get into some predictions, and I know you all had your own predictions. We're gonna run them down. Now, did you all want to do one by one, or did you want to just go through all your predictions and break down your reasons why? What's your flavor on that one?
Let's do one by one.
One by one. All right, let's start with Coach of the Year first. I want to start from the bottom to the Jesus. But bottom to the top on that one. Let's start with Coach of the Year. Who do you expect to be the Coach of the Year going into the 2023-2024 season?
I'm going with Adrian Griffin.
What?
I think it's gonna happen, and the reason is because Giannis is gonna be motivated, dog. Giannis is gonna be motivated, and if Dame is giving him something that he's never had, really, somebody to spread the floor that also can run the point, and that is the greatest long distance shooter we've ever seen. I mean, Steph's the greatest shooter, but the long distance shooter, Dame is that. If Dame is healthy, I don't see why it wouldn't happen.
That's the biggest if, though. If Dame is healthy, the second Dame goes down, you're right back to pretty much the same team that you had last year with a very different coach.
Well, it's even worse because we don't have Drew Holiday.
Coach of the Year, I'm going with the other juggernaut in the East. I'm going with Frank Mazzulla. I think ever since he's taken over for Ime Udoka. Hey man, hey, it's my opinion. All right, this is my opinion. Frank Mazzulla. I think he's actually done an excellent job.
He could have won last year, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh, the heck he
And
couldn't?
that's what I'm saying. There's no like fatigue.
What were they? The second best team in the NBA? Like you can win Coach of the Year for that,
Bro.
he
He
win
has a
Coach of the
team that's
Year.
been to the finals and been a dominant force in the league this entire time. He
That's
inherited
fine, but
that.
he's
What does
never
that
won
mean?
Coach of the Year. So that's why
What
I
does
think
that
that
mean?
he'll finally do it. You know how the voters do it. If you haven't gotten it already, you might be in the running for it. You know that
Yeah.
there's voter fatigue, so he
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
won it yet. So I think he'll win it.
All right, Pat, who you got?
I'm going with the to me obvious choice because I think that there's a possibility because I've seen Greg Popovich when he cares get some teams to the playoffs that he didn't even really want to get to the playoffs. I'm gonna go with Pop. I think Pop has a bounce back season. Wemby out there dominating the game if he can stay healthy and all of that. And listen, there's some dogs down there that people don't talk about because Wemby is down there. Jeremy Shohan's an elite defender. Devin Vassell, I wanted the Bulls to draft him over Patrick Williams. And you know, like for me, those are the two pieces that I think really stand out. Trey Jones down there as well to run the point. So he's actually got a pretty decent team down there already. Give me Greg Popovich, Coach of the Year.
So Chan, oh yeah.
I'm gonna go
Billy Donovan. Knew you was going there.
If you say him, I'm gonna look at you like you crazy.
I'm gonna go Nick Nurse. Ugh. And the reason I'm gonna go Nick Nurse, hear me out. I know, wild, right?
Just
but
gross.
I've seen what Nick Nurse has done. I think Nick Nurse is a much better coach than Doc Rivers. I think he's a much better coach. Who did they have before Doc Rivers?
Mike Brown or Brett Brown. Brett Brown.
Whoever. I think Nick Nurse is the best coach that Joel Embiid has ever had, and I think Nick Nurse is going to be really good at getting not only some synergy between that team, but canceling out the noise. James Harden is not going to be there. That you see how that's going down.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to be able to put that squad in a good position to win. And because he comes there with a more recent championship experience with a team that was led by one particular guy with a lot of role players filled in my opinion,
this is true.
He's gonna be more relatable and something they can actually like respect. I don't think you can respect Doc Rivers as much knowing that his only championship is with KG and them, and then you got a bunch of 3-1 leads that you done blew with some phenomenal team.
I mean, listen, that's tough for me though, because I don't know if you can respect Nick Nurse when your only championship is with, a bunch of dudes that died on the way there. Like Nick Nurse is Mike Budenholzer to me, and I don't think he's a good coach either.
I think Mike Budenholzer is good. We differ on that one. The thing is, I think Nick Nurse got as much as he could out of the team with Toronto before. He just had a better version of DeMar, and he got it done. That's how I feel. I mean, you can only play who's in front of you. It's a shame that the Golden State Warriors got injured. That's not their problem. I mean, realistically, if Houston didn't lose CP3, they probably would have won that series, in my opinion. So, I mean, we don't sit there and say, "Oh, well, they didn't deserve." No, they happened, right?
I mean, it's not that I think that it's not their championship that they won, but it's a lot harder to win when that competition is actually real and there. When Joel Embiid versus the dominant centers doesn't exactly slow them down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, if I can add a runner-up, though, I think Mike Brown might win it again because
I was gonna go Mike Brown too, honestly, but then I thought about Wemby and he's pretty good.
Let's move on, man. Most improved. This is actually going to be a good one. I want to hear what everyone has to say about this one. Let's start back again. Let's start with JC and Cal. Whichever one want to go first.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with my boy Mikal Bridges, baby. He showed you what type of player he can be in the Olympics, in the tournaments. The fact that this dude is a defensive stalwart, and you think about the fact that he's gotten better with his handle, he can shoot, he can play make. This guy can do a little bit of everything, man. And I just feel like from where he was at, I see him making the All-Star team this year.
You can't win most improved if you average 27 points a game.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was going to say. He already amazing.
You can't win most improved if you average 27 points a game.
You got to average 40 points.
I mean, but he wasn't a starter.
Exactly. That's my thing. Like he wasn't.
No, he was when he got traded to Brooklyn. He was a starter.
No, yeah, when he got traded to Brooklyn, he's a starter. Yeah, that's tough. I can see that. I can see why you picked him though, Kyle. I
can see why you picked him
too,
going from
but-
17 to. I ain't gonna lie to you though. That was my favorite part from last year when I looked at kid and I was like, Mikal Bridges finna be a dog over there. He was like, who? I was like,
that
bro, what
alone
are
right
you
there
talking about,
tells
bro?
you.
I mean, I get it, but I feel like, and maybe it's doing it for an entire season is very different, right?
Exactly.
And they fell off completely last season, but I'll allow it to be entered, but that's tough.
I'll allow
I don't know about that
I'm
one.
gonna say, man, look,
Allow
from
it.
where he was at Phoenix, where he wasn't like you said, P. Kid didn't even know the guy. Come on now. Now he comes over to Brooklyn. He's the go-to. And now, if Ben Simmons is going to average 8 to 9 assists a game, 8 to 10 assists a game, you're going to see Mikal Bridges' shots, his point total goes up. And that's, to me, is huge. Ben Simmons is the X factor over there in Brooklyn.
That might be I ain't gonna lie to you. That might be one that wins it too, and we ain't talking about it, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah, I mean,
I know. Ben Simmons with his mental on, if he just shows up and cares, I think
if he's focused.
All I want him to care about is not caring about shooting. Like, you just don't care. Just go to the rim and dunk on people. That's
Rajon Rondo was not.
That's what Giannis does. That's what Giannis does.
Well, Rajon Rondo played in a very different NBA. You could not shoot. Muzz was scoring. Games was finishing 86 to 79 back then. You could not score and be a part of a team. But I get what you're saying.
Hey, dog. Rondo has some of his best games in the mid of the 2010s. All I'm saying is this. If you can rebound well and you get everybody else a position, I don't care how many points you score because you done did everything else. Magic Johnson was not a dominant scorer. I don't care what nobody say. I went back and looked at that tape. It was a lot of fluky layups and shots that went in.
Nah, that was just his layup.
It was a lot of
just how he laid the ball up.
That's all I'm saying.
The way he did it.
But Jason Kidd is a good comp. I mean, honestly, he's giving you 12 points a game, 10 assists, and he's giving you 3 or 4 steals, 7 rebounds. If that's Ben Simmons, that's good.
Yeah.
JC,
what
who you got?
I need the points to be up a little bit more. But for me, I'm going to go the route. Again, barring any injury, I think Cade showed out. He only played 12 games last year, but he averaged 26 and 6. So if you give this man a larger sample size, of course, knowing already that coming out of college, he was supposed to be this can't miss prospect. And so I think if you give him a larger sample size, him being the point guard of that team, I think that he's going to improve on his points and he's going to improve on his assists. So I got my boy Cade.
I gotta give you the same smoke we just gave Calvin because Cade Cunningham came in starting.
Yeah, but he didn't play enough.
No, but
he
didn't play enough.
He was injured a lot.
He got injured. Part of the reason why I say
Cade has played more than 50 games in his
court.
career. Oh no, yeah, first season.
Ooh, I'm saying Cade was
tough.
a dog.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that one, dog.
Well,
Cade was a dog,
You know what though? It depends on what he averages this year. If he go from 16 last year to like 28. Yeah, I mean, like that's like when John Morant won it, and everybody was like, "How can you say John Morant won it?" Well, he increased his point total 10 points per game.
That's what I'm saying.
He increased his point total in his. He increased every stat before he got.
But
hurt.
it was a small sample size. He only played 12 games, so that's what I'm saying is he's got to stay on the court.
It's not dissing your take, but realistically, he wouldn't even be considered a candidate for most improved because they expected him to come back to that. Most improved would be someone who played. That person makes like a 5 to 6 point statistical jump in one particular category and stuff like that. I don't know if you can give most improved to somebody who just got injured, but you expect it to be a star. You know, and that's just what I've seen. I could what happened. Be absolutely wrong.
Ja won it 2 years ago. That's basically how Ja won it.
Yeah.
Ja won it 2 years ago, but he went from 17 points a game to 28.
I mean, so that's a 10-point jump. You feel
me? What I mean? Like,
that's a 10-point jump.
But that's what I mean. Like, if Cade Cunningham has a jump like that, I'm willing to have that conversation about Cade Cunningham. You know what?
Somebody said Chris Dunn.
No, that's crazy. I'm with Steve-O on this one. My most improved player this season is gonna be Jordan Poole. Because I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I think he just gonna let that John fly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Hey, kid.
Dog, he pretty much won. He was like on a what?
Hey, kid. But here's the thing. Everybody thinks that he was the odd man out in that he's the third asset. He's only averaged 20 points per game this in his career. That's the most points per game he's ever averaged. I think he's absolutely gonna average 30 points a game next season. And it's only listen, it's for one reason. Nobody else is getting the ball. I don't know if y'all have seen any of these preseason games or any of
Oh
these
yeah,
practices.
they don't like him already.
Hey.
Denny is not feeling my man.
Kuz is getting all his points off rebounds. Kyle Kuzma
Yeah,
is getting
Abdia wanna
18
get out
points
of
a
here.
game off of rebounds.
Diva is like, oh my god.
hey, Abdia shoot 28% from the 3-point line. You need to never
that's
put your
right.
arms up again.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You need to never have your arms in the air, bro. Yeah, I'm going Jordan Poole. My runner-up, though, I will say this. My runner-up to me is going to be Kobe White could be in the conversation.
Oh, I was just going to say.
Kobe White could be in the conversation.
Hey, I'm with you on that.
Well, but he's starting though, right? Well, no,
Yeah,
I take that
don't
back.
matter.
That would be 6 man. I'll take that back. Yeah, you're right.
But Kobe White getting back to possibly being now I don't know if he's going to have the opportunity to with 3 other scorers on the team, but if he can get back to being a 18 per game type of guy,
yeah,
I'm gonna look at Kobe and be like, listen, he should be in the conversation for this award. Now Jordan Poole's gonna let that ball fly and he can score, and nobody else is on that team. Who's he passing to? Taj Gibson?
I mean,
Taj Gibson is still in the NBA. That was the point of me saying that.
Hey,
but
Pat,
anyway, who you got, kid?
And I want to hear if you all. I know we mentioned some alternatives. If you all got some alternatives, throw them out as well. I'm gonna go this one. I'm gonna go Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin got traded to Indiana.
Yeah.
He's going to be their power forward.
Yeah.
He got very little to no tick in New York. When he did get tick in New York, which is he got half the tick of Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams.
He put up roughly the same numbers in half the opportunities. When what's my man? I hate his name. What is that? I hate that coach with a passion. New York
Tom
coach.
Thibodeau.
When Tom got into some trouble in the playoffs, I hate Tom with a passion, dog. He finally put Obi in for the points and stuff like that. Like he doesn't play players all season, then expect them to be good in the playoffs. So I was like, dog, that's not how this really works. But that's the issue he found himself in again.
He put Obi in for what points?
Said what?
He put Obi in for what points?
He put Obi in for 3-pointers, and he put him in the corner.
Obi didn't do nothing in the playoffs.
He put him in the corner. I'm letting you know, he played him in the playoffs, and Obi kind of showed up. I was just like, why?
What did Obi do in the playoffs?
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it's not going to stand out. But what it is like he was forcing him into situations. Like he's not.
Obi High I don't like was game. Obi High was game 6 versus Miami. He scored 7 points.
He put him in there for spot shooting, and it was just like that's not really his game. But that's what he forced him to in the corner. 12 minutes, 6 minutes. He kind of played the normal minutes. It's just weird. He don't play his roster well. Like he had dogs on his bench. So I think Obi Toppin is going to have more of an opportunity on Indiana. I think he's going to show that he's, with more minutes and a better chance to actually play. He could be most improved. I've been really big on Cam Reddish, but I think that ship is kind of sailed on him.
Yeah.
If I could have like one other person who I think is going to be most improved, I think if Malik Monk makes the starting lineup for Sacramento, he might be considered most improved if we're going by that metric, going from the bench and stuff. Because Malik Monk is one of the primary reasons Sacramento even had a chance.
Yeah,
I got him on another award. I don't think he's most improved though.
Yeah, it's weird because he's like a focal point on that team, but he comes off the bench. It's kind of like the Manu Ginobili type thing, but he didn't start him. Like he was one of the first men off the bench. He really could be 6th man of the year.
The only thing that really impressed me about Malik Monk is he got his minutes per game cut by like 8 minutes, and his point total remained the same. So they used him. They used him really well. I think he's best suited off of the bench, but I could see him being very interesting. Obi's
moving
tough
to the next
because Obi's tough because Obi's still like the 4th option on that team.
Yeah. And that's why I'm agreeing with you, Pat. Like for me, I'm looking at Kobe, man. He might have the best potential to become MIP. And that's because of the fact that he averaged 9 points a game last year, 2.8 assists, shooting 37% from the field. If he can get up to like 16 and 5 on points assists and then shoot over 40% from 3, free throws getting around 90. Hey, man.
That's tough, though. That's tough because I guarantee y'all Jordan Poole finna average 30.
Apparently, according to ESPN, the starting lineup, Obi Toppin is officially in the starting lineup.
Oh, I knew he was going to start. I knew he was going to start.
So I think that's the only reason why. If I thought he was going to be a bench player there, I probably wouldn't have picked him. But
I just think, I mean, you got Turner ahead of him, who improved dramatically defensively and offensively.
He's their starting
last
center,
year.
though.
Yeah. But you got Turner, you got Halliburton still there, and what's old boy with the teeth?
Mathurin.
Buddy Hield.
No.
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield. That's what I was talking about. Teeth. He take a bite out of crime. But Ben Mathurin, I actually forgot about Ben Mathurin.
Ooh, yes.
I actually forgot about Ben Mathurin. Is he starting
Yes,
lineup?
Nice.
Yeah, the starting lineup for them is Halliburton, Mathurin, Bruce Brown, which was a good pickup for them, Obi Toppin, and Miles Turner.
Is
I
Teeth
actually
not
like
there?
the team.
Buddy Hield not there no more?
Buddy Hield is on the bench. He's coming
He
off
on the bench? Oh. Bro, have y'all ever Googled that man teeth, bro? I saw his teeth one day. I thought he got teeth.
Just his teeth.
Bro,
not
no,
him, just his teeth.
I saw his teeth one day doing a live call. I thought they was fake, bro. He didn't have them teeth since a kid, bro. Same size. He just kept growing, and the teeth got a little bit smaller in his mouth. But
I thought those was fake too, because I thought
no, bro, those are his real teeth, bro.
Oh, shout out to him, dog. Got
the kid.
Got the crazy denture look. Go ahead.
I didn't realize Ben Mathurin averaged almost 17
Hey,
points.
yeah, I was gonna say Obi might not shoot the ball, bro.
But see, Obi was a good rebounder, and he's actually spreads the floor a lot too because he can shoot. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm expecting him to be in the conversation because he's going to have more minutes and he's going to. I'm expecting his numbers to double. His numbers doubling makes him a 15-point a game, 8 rebound guy, which is like, yo, I need that as my fourth option, right?
Paces
and so
nice.
I think that's the only reason I'm looking for people who have the opportunity to make those type of leaps.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody who we expect to be starters is going to make an 8-point leap. Like I don't think Cade Cunningham is going to go from 20 points to 30. I don't think
Jordan.
I think it's possible, but I don't believe it. Jordan Poole, but yeah,
Jordan Poole definitely because he's the number one option now.
Jordan.
No. Next time.
Let's move to 6 man of the year. Let's go to 6 man of the year. JC, we're gonna start with you, man.
I got Malik Monk, like I mentioned a minute ago, and just to Pat's credit, what he said a minute ago is he averaged 13.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 4 assists in just 22 minutes. So I think if given just a few more minutes off the bench, I expect his numbers to rise a little bit more. He's the focal point of that team in scoring coming off the bench. And so I think he'll win that. My sleeper is, oddly enough, y'all might kill me for this, but I think CP3, if he doesn't start, I think could be a sleeper 6 man. Why Pat look like the state face? Come on, man. Come on, bro. CP3, I think he gets starters minutes, but I still think that he starts off the.
Hey, I
can't even get through my commentary.
They give CP3 a 6 man of the year. I'm done talking about the NBA, bro. I swear to God, bro. I'm done talking about the
NBA. His own, baby.
If he comes off the bench.
Hey, you know what? I think this might be the last time we ask him his opinion.
Hey, I hate to hear his MVP.
Hey, I said sleeper. I didn't say he was my guy.
Hey,
I mean,
we need to be
on his last thing. You might as well give Kyle Lowry 6 man of the year from Miami last season.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
They said he in the thick of it.
All right.
Wow, Pat, hold your horses.
Oh,
God,
what?
Huh? God. Hey, listen, Cal, we go. Hey, listen, C-Dub.
I'm missing all the poses.
Hey, man, I'm going with Emmanuel Quickly, man. I think, with Jalen Brunson being a starter, obviously, but Quickly now he's coming into his own, man. He averaged almost 15 points a game last season. I do see him taking a jump, not like a major jump in points, maybe like to 17. And then it's like he takes that jump to 17 and he's just more in control of his shot, not so erratic all over the time. I honestly think that I could see Emmanuel Quickly become a 6 man of the year. And then if I was to say an alternative, I'm going to go with Malik Monk just because, I think Monk has a chance to really put some points on the board, man. So I'm going to go that route.
We're not laughing at you, JC. We laughing at Shot.
No, I know. I'm laughing at him too. I saw it.
Hey, listen.
That's crazy.
If he typed that with a straight face, I question you, my boy.
Hey. Watch out for Dwight.
Thank you, Javier. Thank you.
I'm not mad at Emmanuel Quickly. I think that listen, all you got to do is show a little bit of effort for Tom, and Tom will put you out there. And Emmanuel Quickly is hustle. You know what I mean? And gets to, and he is his last name, right? He gets to the rim quickly. I watched him cook Io many a time. So No, I'm there with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I think the Bulls are gonna take a jump and be into the playoff mix. I am gonna go with a Bull here. 6th man of the year for the Chicago Bulls, Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is one of the best, if not by almost every metric, the best guard defender in the NBA. We have seen guys who are defensive first players win this award before. Montrezl Harrell has won this award before. And I think that the Chicago narrative and the NBA kind of wanted Chicago to be relevant in something will help that along. But I also think that he's a guy that you can fall back on as a leader of this team and help you push over the top, as they say. So I think Alex Caruso could be somebody. I mean, he guards 1 through 4 and a lot of 4.
Yeah.
Let's hope Billy Donovan got him guarding less 4 this year. But I think that's also the thing too, right? You have Torrey Craig on this team. You have Patrick Williams on this team. You're going to see defensive lineups out there a ton. And Alex Caruso is going to be the focal point at the guard position on those lineups. Like, he's going to get the guards some huge names in the NBA. And if he can do what he's done against most of those guys most of the time, you're going to have that conversation about him. If not for DPOY, but it's tough for somebody off the bench to win DPOY. I don't think I've ever seen somebody off the bench win DPOY.
I got to do some research on that one. That's a good one.
Pat, you're going to sit up here and y'all going to grill me about CP3 coming off the bench. And you just said Alex Caruso. As much as I love the man,
I mean,
for his
CP3
defense,
was in
he
there
don't
when
give
he
you
was
over
winning
5 points a
baggies
game.
your bows, dog.
I'm not even on it for the age, my guy. Like, the CP3 take isn't an issue for me for the age, but how you gonna give a guy 6th man of the year who is still averaging 15 and 10?
Because he's gonna come off the bench. I said if he comes off the bench.
He started.
He is gonna come. Well, I think he might be coming off the. He is starting. Chris Paul's starting. I just thought about
Paul
that.
is a starter.
Yeah. Hey, he might end up getting moved to the bench.
Hey, dog, the whole CP3 pickup was weird to me because it kind of showed me that they were trying to get Draymond to do well.
Hey, hold up. I might have to change mine. Is Russ starting or is Russ off the bench?
Russ is off the bench.
Ooh.
Who's starting over Russ?
Is that LA?
That's a good question, actually. That's a good question, actually. Who is starting over Russ?
I doubt that.
Because I don't think they have a better point guard on that team.
That's a good question too. You know what? Is a good question. I was gonna pick Russ as my alternate because I didn't know what his situation was, but I was gonna go Portland and pick like I said, Norman Powell's a good one, Steve. I like that one. But I was gonna go Shaedon Sharp.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that.
Is 47% from the field and 20 points in 22 minutes.
Oh,
he
no,
gives you
Russ
about
starting.
10 points a game.
Russ starting. They back up is Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. They don't believe in either of them boys.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bones
Russ
Highland's cold, though.
Yeah, Bones got game.
Bones Highland's cold.
As a bench player, yeah.
But I was gonna go Shaedon Sharp just because jumps out the gym, is really developing a complete game. I like what he's bringing to the table, and I think they have the right situation. He is going to be coming off the bench, so he's not going to be starting over Jeremy Grant. Clearly, he wasn't going to start over Jeremy, but at 6'5", 200 pounds, he could develop into a really good 2 guard coming behind Anthony Simons. So I like to see what they're doing. Plus, I think they got the right coach. I think Chauncey's going to really do something with this squad. I really think he's going to be able to instill some confidence to them and get them all clicking on the same page and kind of rebuild what they had in Detroit a little bit. You know, Chauncey had a really nice career, and they didn't necessarily have a superstar, but you know, and I believe it. I believe in a point guard going in to make that coaching leap and being able to coach these young players. And so I think Shaedon Sharp's going to be in the right situation and to make that leap. And if Russ is not starting, I saw the name already. Rui Hachimura is one of the other names because he's going to be starting behind LeBron. I don't know if he's going to. I was a little weary as to who exactly would be considered the first person off the bench, but I think Rui would be.
I mean,
but I saw a lineup where Rui was actually in the starting lineup. So I mean, it's kind of weird.
Theirs could change play by play. Plus, if Anthony Davis do what Anthony Davis do, you never know.
Yeah. So, man, moving on. And by the way, I want to just throw this out there real quick. Our man Stefan Ladon has some picks. I cannot pronounce this coach of the year. Mark
Dagnall.
There you go. Help me out.
Okay.
Most improved. He said Jalen Williams. Interesting. Didn't have a
I'm
pick
mad
for
at that.
6 man of the year. We keep it posted, but as we go into rookie of the year and DPOY, we kind of already know where this is going. So let's go into that one. Pat, we're gonna start with you. Rookie of the year,
Wemby.
Wemby.
Runner
Everybody
up is
else,
Scoot. I don't know how much tick Scoot's gonna get, but
Wemby. Everybody's agreed with Wemby.
Wemby.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Victor.
yeah.
I think
He's gonna be called Victor.
I think it's gonna be.
it's gonna be
Wemby.
called Victor. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he won the award based off of nothing. Like I think he's already won the award.
Yeah,
I think it's his.
it's
I
his to
agree.
lose. It's his to lose.
It's-
It's his to lose. I
and
think
that
the person
I
to
don't
take it
like,
from him
but-
is Chet. I saw that name in the chat. I think Chet is the only person to take that from because Chet has game. I like his game.
Chet got too many people ahead of him. Wemby gonna get to shoot the ball 20 times.
Wemby's gonna get way more opportunity.
Wemby's the best player, and Chet's got he's not
Chet
even
got Shea and
Chet has an
white boy?
MVP candidate ahead of him. Chet is just existing on this team.
Yeah.
facts.
I forgot the white boy that's on there too. That's good. He's a point
Josh
guard.
Giddey.
There
Josh
you go.
Giddey.
Gosh,
Yeah.
Giddey.
He's
Oh.
nice.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I
hair.
feel bad for Chet because yeah.
I don't.
He
He
had
was in
1
this
year and got hurt.
situation.
And then
Hey,
Wemby.
look, I don't feel bad for him because he on a team that's gonna win.
Yep.
Steph had Wemby as well. Let's move on to DPOY. Now I'm not necessarily in agreement with this one, but I get it. So who do you all guys? But we're gonna start with Pat again.
My DPOY. That is tough. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know he's a rookie, but it's tough not to pick Wemby watching how he blocking shots and turn. Because that's the thing, right? It's about how do you turn your defense into the offense. It's not just about being a shutdown guy. How many points are created off your defense? I mean, I could go Gobert too, I guess. Like he's still Rudy Gobert, but
He fell off last year. He fell off last year.
Yeah.
give me Wemby, I guess. Like it's a long shot, but give me Wemby.
You got Wemby?
Yeah,
Cal, what you got?
Victor, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. This dude changes the way teams are going to approach driving to the hole. I literally watched all his preseason games, and the last game they played against Golden State, he gave Andrew Wiggins fits.
Yeah,
That man couldn't do nothing, bro. Every time he went to the hole, he blocked his shot. I think Steph, or if it was Steph or Clay, pulled up for three. He blocked the 3-point shot. This dude is different. And I'm just telling you, no one has ever seen anything like this with that athleticism and that speed. His name is Victor. He's coming.
People called him Mr.
Hey,
Fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's not even like
He gonna be
exaggeration.
like the villain of the league at some point because with a name like Victor, bro.
Hey, that sounds like a villain, baby.
Victor is an evil name.
Yeah. He lying.
JC, who you got?
I got Jaren Jackson Jr. Last year he averaged 3 blocks and a steal. Again, barring injury,
You
which
used
is
to
with a
hate
lot of
him.
my picks. I think what you said?
I said, you used to hate him.
I did used to hate him. I actually hated his guts coming out of college. I didn't think he would be anything like he was, but hey, I've been wrong before. So
You're not gonna be out
averaging
there
3
long
blocks
enough.
and a steal last year. I think that I don't see a fall off if he stays healthy out there. So I think that's the guy to do it again.
He not gonna be out there long enough. That's the problem. That man averaged 5 fouls a game, bro. Bro, like
Hey, he
I
like
mean,
Tyreek Stevenson, huh?
bro. I mean, listen, he got 5 of them. He said he gonna use them, but I mean, legitimately, I think he played 26 minutes a game last year, and it's not because he wasn't a starter. It's because I literally can't put you on the floor in moments because you don't have a high enough IQ to not get your 5th foul in the 3rd quarter.
I didn't know he 26 minutes a game.
I'm with that, but he still averaged 3 blocks and a steal.
Oh no, listen, in his time on the floor,
man's a
ridiculous.
monster.
Let me see. Jaren Jackson Jr. averaged
Hey,
time on the floor 28 minutes a game last year. He's never averaged more than 28 minutes a game in his career, and it's not because he wasn't a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a
so if
two-time
he
block
just
champion.
had this going right, this dude could average way more points and rebounds.
Yeah.
Two-time block champion.
Yeah.
Got to give it to him. So I'm actually going to go a little I'm going to go different. And here's the thing. When you are too good, sometimes you're not going to get the accolades you deserve. We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen plenty of times. I don't think Victor is going to get DPOY and Rookie of the Year. I don't think they're going to allow that to happen.
Hey,
Uh,
there's some.
Man,
I don't know the hype train. There's some riding
bro.
going on with this man right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean,
He's
I
getting
think
both, bro.
I think the prize is going to go to a guard or a wing player, mainly because of how many dominant guards and wing players we have.
Yeah.
And I think if this player plays like he says he want to play, he talked himself up a little bit. Me and Pat, we talked about this earlier. I think if Kawhi plays a full season, Kawhi is going to be defensive player of the year because Kawhi can lock down any guard at his position. I don't know anybody who can hang with a healthy. I mean, we saw prime LeBron struggle with him.
see, I have a tough time giving Kawhi the DPOY when I know he's gonna pass off every game-winning opportunity to Paul George.
Paul George to get
to just hey, bro, I swear, when you watch any of them Clippers joints of them Paul George game winners,
switch.
it's Kawhi man getting switched off, bro. I'm not, but like that's bogus.
It's either that or Giannis. I think Giannis
Oh
is.
yeah, well that's an easy one. I don't know how we all forgot that. You know what?
Giannis to me is honestly the epitome of you're gonna get this bucket, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna squat anything underneath here. And he's absolutely built himself up to that. I think Wemby's gonna have a hard time with Giannis. I think Giannis is gonna like literally destroy that little boy. Like I
He'll
really
take
do.
it personal. Giannis is gonna take that matchup personal.
Yeah, for sure. So
See, the thing is, I think that I want to see how well Wemby shoots in a real game. Like not a preseason, not like show me in a real game. Because the thing is, if I got Giannis on the perimeter, I could play ball with that. Now getting past them is tough. But if I'm walking into a 3-point shot and I can shoot it 5 feet behind the 3-point line because I'm 7'5" and I'm basically just dropping it in a bucket, like, yeah, I mean, like that's the only way to me. That's how we. Because listen, he can't guard him. Like Giannis or Victor can't guard Giannis the other way. Like it's nothing he could do. He weighs 195, or no, he weighs 209 pounds or whatever it is, or something like that. He came in at 195. I think he weighs 209 pounds now. It's a problem. He weighs 50 pounds, 55 pounds less than Giannis.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it's gonna
he's
be a
gotta
nice
get in there.
matchup. We heading to the home stretch, fellas. We've only missed one award. You all know what this award is. MVP. Let's make this interesting. Let's not just choose some usual suspects. We got a different landscape here.
I mean,
Sorry.
they are the usual.
That's the name of the game.
Kind of what it is.
Nah,
want me
I
to say
pick a
Patrick
different one.
Williams for MVP?
I pick Patrick Williams MVP. No, I pick a different one.
Championship, baby.
Are we? Let me ask this: are we expecting health when we make this?
No, they got to play 65 games.
That's the new rules.
So you got to play 65 games to even be considered for this award. Actually, for any of these awards.
Now look.
Is that right?
Yes, for all of them. You have to play
all of these
65
awards.
games.
You got to play 65 games. Oh, I take my defensive player of the
He
year.
said, "I take Kawhi back."
It ain't gonna be Kawhi.
Right.
Hey, I'm going Giannis. Kawhi ain't playing 65 games.
He's not gonna play when he's healthy.
I will say
he's gonna play 50. He ain't gonna play 65.
This is for me. This is a tough one to say because I don't know if he's gonna play 65. But if he can play over 65 games, Zion Williamson can win the MVP.
Whoa.
Zion Williamson is like 67% from the field when he's on the floor. The problem is he ain't on the floor. Zion Williamson is ridiculously efficient when he plays basketball. But he ain't never on the floor. So if barring Zion being the regular Zion that he is, let me get Shea. I think that Shea is an elite MVP candidate. I thought that he got a little bit snubbed last year when people were looking at it because he played for the Thunder, but I think the Thunder are going to win a lot more this season. So give me Shea. But I'm telling y'all, if Zion Williamson under the rim is like he can only play Wemby once, y'all. He literally shoots 60% from the field.
That's nasty.
He scores 26 points a game, shooting 60% from the field, and 36% from three.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
That is dirty.
He only played 29 games last season. He's never played 65 games. So that's a tough one to pick.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JC.
So for me, since you want to try and put a little spin
pick
on
who
this,
you gonna pick. I'm just
Je
No,
ne
no,
sais
no.
quoi.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the obvious pick, and then I'm gonna give you a sleeper. So Jokic again. Last year was kind of like voters fatigue. I think they didn't want to see him win 3 years in a row. Jokic, whatever you want to call him. I think going to Embiid was kind of just like we've seen you win this before. I think Jokic is the best player in the
Legit.
league, so it's going to be Jokic. But if you want me to give an outlier, I think what's your boy's name? Anthony Edwards. I think he actually showed a little promise. He killed with Team USA. So I'm gonna say Anthony
I
Edwards.
do love
Anthony Edwards. I like
do love
Ant-Man.
that.
I'm an Ant-Man fan. You know I'm an Ant-Man fan.
Ant
I'm
might-
with
Ant-
you. I'm a fan of his too.
How much
That's
Ant
Jordan's
averaged
son.
last year? Could Ant?
He could be MIP.
Hey, he could be MIP. I didn't think about him because of 24 points a game.
Nah,
he
you
can
ain't
get the
MIP
30.
24 points a game.
He might be able to get the 30.
He was an all-star too, right?
Yeah.
Was he an all-star team?
Yeah, he was an all-star.
Yeah, he's not gonna
Oh
get
yeah,
it.
he ain't getting
He
MIP.
ain't getting it.
He's definitely improved.
35.
He gonna have to put up 37 points a game like Mike did.
Can he
he's
do what his
MVP.
daddy did?
Did it for my daddy. Go ahead, C-Dub. Who you got?
All right, so I'm gonna sound like Jordan. Where I'm gonna do my usual suspect and maybe sleeper pick, but I'm going to Greek Freak, man. I think Giannis got it. It's really going to whoever is the best player on the best team, which is typically Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those are the three usual suspects. I'm going Giannis this year. He's motivated. He just got his money. He's with 3 years, 186 million, 62 million. Oh my God, 62 million a year. It's crazy to think about that.
Crazy bread.
That's crazy bread. But so that's who I think is going to win MVP. But if I'm going to go sleeper, and it may not even be really a sleeper, because I honestly think it's going to the best team, and it might be from Phoenix, Kevin Durant. If he's healthy.
We did kind of forget about KD.
I don't think I forgot about it.
I don't think nobody forgot.
I
KD is like,
didn't forget.
I mean, as
Swiss
far as
Army knife of the
MVP
league.
talks,
Like
MVP
he can
talks.
fit in
I
any
didn't forget
system.
about
He
him.
does everything.
I didn't forget about him, and it's not to slight Kevin Durant at all. It's just that I think that the Kevin Durant fatigue is come in because we haven't seen Kevin Durant play a full season since he left the Warriors. Kevin Durant hasn't played over 55 games since he left the Warriors.
Did not know that.
Yep.
I'm gonna go somebody who averaged 56% from the field, 2 blocks a game, 12 rebounds a game.
Rudy Gobert.
Vucevic.
Anthony Davis.
Oh,
Anthony
God.
Davis. If he
What?
plays 65 games,
65.
Yeah.
you gotta.
He
here's
is
the
the
thing.
definition of.
Here's the thing. Anthony Davis
free
gets a lot of
clothes.
hate. This is Anthony Davis's resume. He's a 3-time block champion.
All done with the Pelicans.
All done with the
Yeah.
3-time block champion.
All done with the
When he
Pelicans.
was healthy.
He is a champion.
He's a
4-time
champion.
All Defensive, 4-time All NBA, also All-Star MVP.
Yep.
Put up a monster game. There's nothing he can't do on the floor.
Sure.
Except play.
So if he plays 65 games, except play, I give you that. That's a bar.
I'm outta here.
That's a bar.
Except
outta
being
here.
available.
I'm out of here.
That's a bar.
Wait, what
Hey,
about
listen.
that?
Hey,
But hold on. Let me finish. Let him cook. He's trending up. He played 36 games 2 seasons ago.
hey, I didn't know you had an emoji on here, bro. Hey, P Kid, I didn't know you had an emoji on here, bro.
Yeah, I got an emoji on there. Dog.
Oh my God.
That's my. Hey, listen. He said Mr. Glass himself. Hey, Mr. Glass might get it done. All right.
Mr. Glass.
Hey,
Here's my sleeper.
65,
Y'all
baby,
ready?
65. He ain't playing
that
at
was
65.
That's a bar. That's a cold bar.
hilarious, dog.
Hey, at the end of the season, Anthony gonna be like, "Hey, man, I ain't got the 65, bro. I
Hey,
ain't got the
I
65.
ain't got the 65.
God.
Ain't got
I
it.
think Anthony Davis could do it though, especially because
I
don't
hope he
believe,
can.
I believe this is LeBron's. Like we're gonna see LeBron look old this year. I mean, he's still gonna be 2010, whatever he is, but like
Yeah.
we're gonna see him not be the same LeBron. I think it's gonna open up a lot of opportunity for Anthony Davis. And with the new CBA and all those things that impact their incentives and awards and stuff like that, I think he's gonna play. You know,
I hope
Play.
so.
He won't
I
play
hope
at
so.
65.
Now, here's my sleeper, Jimmy Butler.
Nah.
Jimmy Butler has been dominating for a long time and not gotten an award. So I mean, Jimmy Butler, if they can, it's a regular season award. So if they make the
That's
playoffs,
why he don't care for the first 40. he ain't got you for the first 40.
but if they make the playoffs, like if they avoid the play in, I think Jimmy is going to make a real case for MVP.
You don't even look like you
I don't even believe
it.
that.
He's not convinced.
Hey man, he just wanted to throw
I
a
don't
name out
believe
there.
it, but I mean, Jimmy Butler is on my
that
list.
was
I
funny.
honestly feel like Jimmy Butler may not ever win a championship, but he could win an MVP.
He ain't playing. Hey, look.
Hey, look at all the faces there.
That
Look at
was
that.
funny.
Yeah, that's the tape.
That was
No,
hilarious.
it's just
bro.
funny because Jimmy literally doesn't care. Like that's the part. The problem
I
is
don't
for the
think Jimmy
first,
cared about
the first
nothing.
40 some games, he's not going to give you his all. His hair is permed. He doesn't care at this point. He don't.
Hey, all I'm saying is Jimmy Butler, for some odd reason, gets it done. It's Jimmy G Buckets. So I'm saying
Stands for get.
he's just a sleeper. I think he averages 22 points a game. I'm just saying Jimmy G is gonna have to care for them to make the playoffs.
I mean,
that team is trash.
He kind of they was trash last year and made the finals.
Hold on, dog. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. I gotta make a change. Oh my God. Jesus.
Emo Jimmy,
Heart
baby.
been broke so many times. Oh, I don't know what to believe.
I don't like it. I'm done.
Right there,
Was
like
that
he said.
Maiva?
Hey, right,
No,
Nope.
right there, he's like,
you staked your name down.
Nope.
No,
I'm not.
You can't
I'm
take
not.
it back down.
Erase
I'm
that
making a
last
clip.
thought. We're
I'm
gonna get
making
off
a
this
clip.
on this one. Kyrie Irving is in the MVP conversation.
All right, we'll see y'all later, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. I'm glad JC and CJ was able to pull up on us as well. For the pettiest man alive, Mr. PK, who's just off the rails at this point.
Hey,
Somebody
Anthony
said he got a
Davis and
fever.
Kyrie Irving. Book it.
Somebody said PK got a fever.
Steve-O said, get that man some Mucinex. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love, man.